All right, so cross-examination of a key witness in the Nathaniel Julies murder trial continued today in the High Court sitting in Palm Ridge in Gauteng. 3 police officers are standing trial. Their 16-year-old was gunned down in August last year in Eldorado Park. His death led to community protests. eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu was in court for us and joins us now for the latest. Manqoba, one of the officers who was there when Nathaniel Julies was killed, is being cross-examined today. What came out of that cross-examination?
Well, indeed, Clement, we've heard the cross-examination of Constable Mandla Sithole, who was one of the student police officers that had been in the vehicle alongside the accused on the day of the shooting. You recall, Clement, that on Wednesday the court heard how Constable Kaylin Whiteboy, who fired the deadly shot, had actually tried to conceal the murder to her superiors. And this came out of the audio recordings, which was made moments after the shooting. On that recording, Whiteboy could be heard discussing with one of the accused, Samuel Jalvan, of how they were going to tell their bosses that Nathaniel Julies was shot, in fact, in a crossfire between warring gangs, and that they were only responding to a crime scene at the time. And this evidence, of course, is crucial for the state to prove its case. But however, during cross-examination, the lawyer representing Whiteboy trying to poke holes in Sithole's evidence. In fact, he argued that Sithole had ulterior motive when he made that recording, going as far as suggesting that he too was an accomplice to that murder. In fact, saying that he had also fired shots at some of the boys who were also found on the street in Freedom Park in the hours leading to Nathaniel Julies' murder. But take a listen to how that came out in court.
Sithole, I put it to you that my client, accused number 1, will come and testify that at Freedom Park is accused number 2 who fired shot together with you. What's your response?
Number 1 uzothi basekuthula ithola ukuthi anike ubufakazi uzochazela inkantolo ukuthi laphana eFreedom Park abantu abadubula uaccused number 2 nawe uye wadubula wena uthini lapha.
Then your client will be making me Black Jesus, because now she wants me to be in her place. She's the one that shot and accused number 2. So now for her to say that I shot, it's her blaming me for something that I don't know. Like I never shot anyone. I never shot.
So, Manqoba, the defense is insisting that Sithole had more of a role to play and that he is not as innocent as he says. On what basis is that argument being made?
Well, indeed, Clement. In fact, Kaylin Whiteboy's lawyers are saying that Sithole's hands are not squeaky clean in this matter. They claim that he was equally an accomplice to the murder, given the fact that he was one who was the person that loaded initially the gun that was used in the shooting of Nathaniel Julies. Of course, he says at the time that he was acting on instruction of accused number 2, who is Sergeant Samuel Jalvan, and that he was actually instructed by Samuel Jalvan to load this firearm. He says that at the time when he was loading the firearm, he thought that he was loading rubber bullets. In fact, he insists, Clement, that he was loading rubber bullets. He refuses the fact that, he was the one that loaded the live ammunition that actually ended up being used in the killing of Nathaniel Julies. So he says that he's quickly clean in this particular matter and that he's not an accomplice. He even went as far as saying that he was fearing for his life, and that's the reason why he did not give his statement after that murder had happened on that day. But take a listen to what he had to say.
My clients will come, accused number 1, and testify that you are the one who handed the gun to her.
Number 1 ubufakazi atshele inkosi enkantolo ukuthi wena owamnika isikhwama. Uyavumelana nalokho na noma cha? I do not agree with that. Uthi unumber 1 Mzana Tholo nguwe umuntu owamnika umfu ngolusuku. Uyavumelana nalokho mina andivumelani na.
Mr. Sithole, I put it to you that after you loaded the shotgun, you remain in the possession of that shotgun until you handed it to the accused number 1.
Mzana mina ngithi kuwe ngiva ukuthi wena ulowude i-shotgun yahlala kuwe sonke isikhathi kwaze kwafika ngenkathi wena uyinika u-accused number 1. I do not agree with that. I did not hand over the firearm to accused number 1. Accused number 1 took the firearm. I do not know what she is talking about.